Alright, so this is a look at a carrier packet. Every time that you sign up with a new broker, you have to fill out what's called a carrier packet. Now they also want your letter of assignment, or I'm sorry, letter of authority, which shows your MC and DOT number, W-9, which is your tax form, and COI, which is your certificate of insurance. Also, they might ask for what's called a notice of assignment, which is from your factoring company. And basically that just tells them who to pay, because the factoring company is going to pay the carrier, and then the broker will pay the factoring company. So most carrier packets look like this. So it's going to tell you all of the stuff that you have, the qualifications here. But if you want to, you don't need to read all that, because when you skip and go to the next section, it's going to ask you for your MC number. Mine is 1395503. That's my carrier MC number. So when I hit next, it's going to tell me if I qualify or not. So here it says pass on everything, pass, everything's good. So what I do is I'm going to hit next step. Now it's going to ask me here for my company details. So this is saying pay to is a factoring company. So I do use a factoring company. So I'm going to click yes. It's going to say who is it. Mine is Seven Oaks. So you're going to go down here and you're going to pick out Seven Oaks right there. Now you have to put in a pay to email. That is always going to be the email of the corporate contact. So in this situation it's me. So I'm going to hit copy. And then I'm going to... Why does it not let me do that? That's weird. Huh. Okay, so for this one, it's not even asking for it. It's not letting me do it, which is very odd. Usually it requires it. But anyway, so let's move on. So corporate contact, you're going to need a name. I don't know why this doesn't copy over, but you just copy and paste. Okay. So it's going to ask you the corporate contact, sales. More than likely what you're going to fill in is the dispatch part. So you're going to put your name here, your number, your email address, and then what your deal is. Now, since this one's mine, I'm the contact on everything. Alright, so let's go to the next step. There we go. So now it's going to give me, basically this is the contract. All the contracts are the same. It's a standard thing. I don't even read it. I just go to the bottom and I click this button. It says yes. Now this will not always be your name. If you're doing it for somebody else, it may have the owner's name on here instead. It's fine. You just keep going. Okay, so now it's saying, okay, this is the network of companies that we work with. This is not normal. I'm doing this as a special thing, so this is something a little different. This isn't normally in every carrier packet. But you do have 3 or 4 things like this that you have to sign each time. So each time just click the box and go to the next step. Okay, now it's saying requirements. Do you have active workman's comp? No. Most places will not. That's okay. Doesn't matter. So the next thing is it's going to say, okay, this is what we have for your insurance. So we're going to hit next step. And now it asks for our W-9. Now we can copy the DOT information. So we just hit copy and it fills it out. You'll always have to fill out this part, the number 3. So for mine, it's a limited liability company and mine is an S Corp. But you'll just have to fill in whatever their W-9 says. So yeah, so let's keep it moving. So down here, you're going to put in the taxpayer identification number. If it's a sole proprietorship, you can use their social security number. But most likely, they're going to have an EIN number. So mine is 88-085-3199. Okay. So now we are going to click this button here. This is just you're electronically signing the W-9. So I'm going to hit next page. Now as you can see, we're almost 70% complete. Now here, basically you're going to check off what they have. So I have a dry van and I have a reefer. And then they're going to say what commodities, check all that apply, you must list one. I always go down here and put any. Because if not, they're only going to send you loads for whatever you check off. Your carrier may or may not have this. It's a special thing you have to pay for, so sometimes they don't. So down here, I have 3 trucks, so I'm going to put 3. Then it's going to ask me about the vans. So I have 1 dry van, 1 refrigerated, and I also have a power only. Now there is no option for power only here, but that's going to be included in here, so they're going to know. Now once you check these, you also want to tell them what kind you have. So I've got a 53-foot van and a 53-foot reefer. Then we're going to come down here. Okay, company drivers mean they work for the company and get paid through the company a rate per mile, basically, and they get a paycheck. We have owner-operators, which means, that they just sign on to us and we have an agreement worked out with them. So we're going to hit no. All of these are special certifications, and we don't have any, so we're just going to no, 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 and no. That means nothing. They're just wanting to know. See, all this stuff is doing is basically telling them what stuff you want loads for. So in this situation, when it's looking at the operating states, we don't operate in Canada and we don't operate in Mexico, so you don't even have to pay attention to these 2 columns. So we're just going to click everything except Alaska. So I'll show you. Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Southeast, Midwest, Central, Central South, Southwest, Mountain West. Now, we're going to do Pacific, but then when it gets down here, we're not going to click Alaska, Hawaii, or Puerto Rico because we don't ship there. So I'm going to hit next. Okay. Now, it's going to say, is your company an MWBE, SBE, or DSBE enterprise? That basically means, is your company minority owned by a minority? There you go. Mine is not, so I'm going to click no. Now, just because the owner is a minority doesn't mean that you have to sign up for this stuff. So the carrier will tell you this when you first onboard them, whether they have these qualifications or not. So I know I'm going through this fast, but at the same time, I've done about 1,000 of these. So then they're all the same. So I'm going to hit next page. Now notice I'm 95% of the way done. Questions. Please enter the 3 to 6 digit agent location code provided to you by the agent that booked your load with us. 3-digit code must be entered. I don't have a 3-digit code. I'm not even sure what they're talking about or why that came up. So I'm just going to put in something random just to see if we can get through this thing. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but this is the last step. So if it doesn't happen, what would happen once I hit next step is it would say, congratulations, you have just finished your carrier packet. At that point in time, what you would want to do is go ahead and email the broker that you're setting up the packet for and say, hey, I'm done with the packet. Can I please have the rate gone? Because that's what's going to happen. When you message a broker about, a certain load that you saw, they're going to say, hey, I've got the load, but you're not set up with us. Please fill out the carrier packet. And that's what we're doing now. So I'm just going to put in this random number and see if it works. Then it says, are you ELD compliant? It's going to be listed on your onboarding package if they use an ELD and what it is. I use Keep Trucking. So I'm going to go down here to Keep Trucking. And then do you accept GPS? I'm going to say yes. And then next. That should be it. Now it's not going to let me because of the 3 to 6 digit number is not correct, which is fine. Yep, it's not going to let me. Okay, no big deal. So that's how it would go, and then you would hit next, and it would finish. If I find a better example later that gets me all the way through the packet, I'll let you know. But for now, that's it.